today.
One chocolate today.
You go at national and state level, you have to run non-sales, full sales.
Is like 9,000.
The only mistake I made, I didn't put her in a registration booth.
Just this ever-evolving story.
Welcome to Let's Go Pulling. I'm one of your hosts, Logan Stevens. The rest of the crew's doing a whole bunch of traveling right now, so I'm the only one on for right now. We'll have the only Randy on a little bit here later. He's doing some Randy things, as we like to call it. But for tonight, we got a pretty darn good show lined out. We're kicking it off, going fully loaded in with Jeff Hothem, driver, Unlimited Superstock, following it right up with good old Billy Keener, another one of Hothem's good friends up there out of the greater Ohio area. And it's going to be rounding out a big Ohio session here tonight, finishing up with Danny Schmucker piloting some big old pro stocks down here this coming weekend. And the whole theme of this is going to be the good old championship tractor pull going on down there in Louisville, Kentucky. And a guy that likes to start his program from the number one position, who's already there, loves to call him Mr. First One There, Jeff Hothem. So the one
How
and only
Logan?
Jeff. How's
Good
it
to see
going?
ya. Good. Down
So-
here in Louisville, waiting. We got some haulers that rolled in today. Waiting for some more people to show up, and going to start moving in tomorrow.
Well, that's good. So you guys get in there. It sounds like you're just sitting there waiting to get your final spots. I've heard there's a whole bunch of stuff being changed down there with where they're parking y'all.
Oh yeah, it's definitely they're adapting. I believe it'll be an improvement once it's completed. But the whole area that we parked in years past is completely tore up, and a new structure is going up. So we are just a little bit further away from Broadbent, more so closer to Freedom Hall, but on the back corner of the tunnel entrance, if you will. In the parking lot of Lot E, if everybody's in tune to what's going on down here. Lot E is where we are staged, and we are going to park in.
Well, hopefully for all the pullers coming in, you read your emails, got all that stuff checked out. But kind of the question of the hour is, you're rolling first, you're there first. Are we prepared to lay into her come pulling night?
We're gonna give her the beans, bud, and what happens. We're hopefully it'll hopefully do well, and we've done the maintenance we needed to do. We've updated the turbos a little bit. Got a clean bill of health on all three of them, and we got a new set of Mitas tires on this year. So this will be the first pass on them. So it's either going to be good, bad, or I'm not sure, but keep our fingers crossed and see what happens.
So walk us through a little bit what your off season was like, getting the tractor all serviced up, ready to compete for the 26th season.
Yeah, so we knew we had some turbo problems at the end of last season. We started blowing a bunch of oil all over the interior portion of the lower compartment of the belly pan of the front of the tractor. So I knew something was wrong with the bottom charger. Took it apart. Sure enough, there was oil in the exhaust side. So we sent all of the turbos out to Hart's Diesel. Had them go through them all and make sure they're all tip-top shape. Got them back right around Christmas time. So we got those reinstalled and everything on. We did everything was good as far as our last pull, except for the problems with the turbo. But the way Blackburns like to run the program and what they suggest is as long as it's not hurt at the end of the season, then don't do your winter maintenance and tear down until after Louisville, because Louisville has a good chance of being hard on parts because you got some colder air that can blow through. Freedom Hall, even though it's indoors, but that door opens up at the right time or the wrong time, and that wind's blowing the right way or the wrong way, whichever you want to look at it. It can get really cold and they can get really lean, and you can destroy a lot of parts. So, when we get home from Louisville, we'll go ahead and tear everything down. Rods, pistons, sleeves, and head will be all shipped out to Blackburn's out in Wisconsin. They'll go through it all. I'm assuming and expecting they'll probably adjust some seats, grind some seats, a couple of valve guides in the head, a couple of pistons, maybe not quite in round, if you will, maybe a couple of sleeves here and there, only because they are so precise on what they do out there. Would it still run all season? Possibly, but it's kind of like an insurance policy. You want to kind of spend this money and time to make sure everything's tip-top shape, so you can at least say when everything blows up and destroys itself, you can at least say you tried.
It wasn't your fault on all that.
Right.
Oh, that's awesome. Usually my next question is when are you leaving to come down to the show? But as you say, you're already there. And as we talked there before, well, if you're first one there, then that just starts the line of firsts lining up into the weekend. So I know there's a whole bunch of stuff, but what nights can we see you hitting the dirt in Freedom Hall?
Yeah, we'll be down. We'll be pulling our class pulls on Friday night, and then they have 12, 6 diesels and 6 alcohols. Friday night we're the third class in Freedom Hall. If we make it to the finals, or I should say when we make it to the finals, a little positive thinking there. They take the top 6. So there's it doesn't have to be 3 alcohols, 3 diesels. It doesn't matter. It's how everybody finishes top 6. If it's all alcohol, if it's all diesel, if it's 5 diesels, 1 alcohol, whatever, they take the top 6 and that goes to the finals then on Saturday night.
So you ideally hope that, well, you don't pull on Friday night, you pull on Saturday night. And that's the way to think about it that way with stuff.
It just uses Friday night as a test hook.
Exactly. Shake it down, run it at 80%, and then we'll see how far and fast we can put it in the sand pile.
No, buddy, it'll be 130%, bud, every night. Maybe 150 if we make it on Saturday.
Nothing but the best. It's getting torn down right after, so might as well.
Might as well send it.
So that's always awesome with that. It's going to be a great show down there. Let's go back a little bit. What's been your best past performance down here in Louisville?
Boy, I tell you, the last couple of years, we've just not had, last year's pass wasn't bad. It just was nothing exceptional. But, boy, bad luck has followed us. We haven't made it to the finals since, I believe it was 17 was the last time we made it to the finals. We have just – Louisville is, from the kill solenoid taking a dump right on the starting line, the tractor not wanting to start, I think that was 2 years ago. Just stupid stuff. And it's just been good luck has just not been on our side down here. We're hoping to change that a bunch this year. We hope to change that every year. But time will tell, and we'll see how it goes. But boy, it's just not been great. Again, since 17 that we've made it to the finals, it's not been good.
Yeah, Gary Mishler down here. John Deere Green will win. That's one thing I've always heard about your vehicle is when you show someone a vehicle of what a pulling tractor is, you never show them Jeff's because it's anything but John Deere Green.
Right. Yeah, it's all about the sponsorships, and we're very grateful to have our sponsors. We've had Carlisle Tools, Napa on board in the past, the Blaster products, and then now currently Breck Bueller and B-Tech Scales is the current color scheme and the current sponsor, primary sponsor for the tractor. And we're just so grateful to all of our sponsors in the past and present. It's been. Listen, if the sponsor comes around and they want it pink and polka dots, it doesn't matter. I guess we'll do it. But listen, if the sponsors weren't in, we would not be in the position we're in right now, and we would not be pulling at the level we're pulling. They help tremendously.
No, that's phenomenal with that. And you guys second to none on the way that you guys handle all of your sponsorship. Year after year, top of the line with stuff to work with.
We try our best. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, but it works well for us, and it works well for our sponsors.
Well, I've got the video of your pass from 2025. Let's take a look at it, and then you can tell us a little bit about what went on with it.
Yeah. little soft on the start, probably a little bit behind the throttle on the start. However, the problem is with our motor setup and the way the fuel system is, if we do not get a load on that motor right away, it will tend to drop cylinders. And the cylinders, if they do come back, it'll be after the box tops out and the pan's already dropped and you're screwed on your distance. So that was the concern there. If you saw towards the front right portion of the steer tire in that front area, you saw a bunch of oil puking out. There was nothing wrong. We just updated our puke tank location, moved it off the belly, actually back by the clutch can. We moved it from there and put it inside the engine compartment, try to get some more weight towards the forward part of the tractor. That can was a guesstimate on size, and it was just too small, and it filled up, and it just blew oil out. Well, that doesn't sound so bad other than just making a hell of a mess out of everything. I believe what it did, it actually it hurt the traction of the right rear tire, and I think it gummed up the bottom of the sled, and that certainly didn't help our distance at all. But as far as performance wise, motor wise, everything, the computer looked great. It ran good. Just a little bit of driver error, and then that puke tank issue that certainly didn't help us.
Yeah. So being a puller myself and all that, going into Louisville, what do you look for as a puller, being that it's indoor, you're not going from sun up to sundown on the track? Does it change a lot? Does it not change very much? How do all these factors differ from pulling outdoors in the summer?
Well, the biggest thing you have to remember is track length. And that sled comes on you quicker than absolutely quick. I mean, we're used to pulling on 300, 330, 340 tracks. And now we're at, 240, maybe 247, depending if it's a two-wheel drive truck or a tractor, maybe less than that if it's a little, mod a little bit longer. You're knocking off 100 foot of what we're used to doing. That's a huge thing. And I was alluding to earlier with I just lost my train of thought. But no, with the temperatures down here, if that door is open and the wind's blowing the right way, you can go down for driver introductions. Take your meter down there and check out the air density and that type of thing. But by the time you get there, after that door's been up and down, 50, 70 times, it can cool off down there. If that wind changes directions and blows, a wind chill air of 30 degrees in there, that can be a huge difference. So you really got to watch your fuel settings. Cause like I said before, you'll melt stuff down.
Wow. Yeah. That's something we've always heard on our own stuff from the truck show, to where we're used to pulling at 800 to 1200 foot above sea level. And you get down there and you're at some nights almost nothing.
Right.
It's it doesn't sound like much, but it's a big jump for some of these motors.
Well, and your guys' motors are actually more finely tuned and more sensitive than ours, but you guys are on that higher spectrum of having to change your stuff all the time, more so than what we are. But we're not too far behind you, and it's tricky. You got to watch.
It definitely seems like there's a lot more things that goes on with tuning an unlimited super than what goes on tuning a standard blower motor with that. So how many times have you been to the big dance or the farm show in general?
This will be our 11th time. I would say consecutive, but then you got the COVID year where it didn't happen, where we were down here in 2020, but then in 21 we didn't have it. But then in 22 we were waiting on the new motor. So we weren't here in 22, but this will be our 11th year, and we've been here since 14.
Wow. So that definitely sounds like a blast. What has been your best year down there? I haven't done my research. Have you walked away with the big number one on Saturday night, or are we still looking for the elusive first win?
We are looking for the elusive first win, and to be honest with you, we're looking just to get into the finals this year. That would be an accomplishment from the past couple of years. We started out when we first came down here in 14, 14, with the 504 cubic inch motor, and that actually seemed to do very well for us. It seemed to do. I'm not sure because it had a short track and the 504 cubic inch motor, we wind it up and get to turn that RPM a little higher and had the right gear. But then we came out with the larger motor and did well. But then again, after 17, we didn't make it to the finals. Just from either stupid things happening or just not performing well, driver error, whatever the case may be. No, I we've never been in the top three. If we could get in the top three, if we get to the finals, I'll be happier and happy. If we get in the top three, that would be, oh my gosh, awesome. And my God, if we won it, I don't know. I don't know. I'd probably fall down and pass out. I don't know.
That's hilarious. Chris wants to know, loves the shirt. Is it new for this year? Where can you find your stuff?
Yep. We just got that. So I'm sporting the shirt, and I can show you the backside too. But we've got them on our website, fully loaded pulling.com, and go to the merchandise tab. We've got all sizes, anywhere from youth mediums all the way up to 5X. They start at $15. We got the hats, the fully loaded hats, in the burgundy and gray, and then also the black and gray, or dark royal blue and gray. So yeah, they're on there. The hats are $30. So it's we got the new shirts from Arizona Sports Shirts. They came in here about a week and a half ago. And yeah, they are available.
Yeah, that's super cool seeing all that. What's some of your best memories from down at the farm show? I know there's probably a lot, so we got plenty of time.
Oh, I tell you, we've been down here, like I said, since 14, and we've done interviews with Miles down here. It's been great. We've done interviews with the guys in the booth. We signed autographs. Usually get invited to sign autographs. Now, they didn't do it last year. I don't know if they're doing it this year or not, but they would set it up an autograph table inside the main entrance, right into the main entrance off of Gate 1 into Freedom Hall. And we would sit there, and that was just a great time just to hang out with the fellow pullers, and then also to meet all the fans that would come in, and the little kids that would come up. Hey, can I have your autograph? And you're like, sure. We just go down the line, and you just keep filling out cards, signing cards. And they really enjoyed that. That's some of the good memories down here. And being in the pits with the other fans, and your fellow pullers, and just sharing experiences and telling lies and telling tales. That's a good time too. Unfortunately, we only get a day. Well, I guess it is 2 full days, but by the time you get situated, so you almost kind of burned up a half a day on Thursday, because we're allowed to go in on Thursday and then we pull on Friday. But we'll be in Broadbent Arena. It's free for those that have never come down to the farm show. You pay to get in for parking. I think it's $15, which is a little steep, but pack your minivans full and pack your pickup truck beds full of people and come on in. It's $15. The show's free. Broadbent's free. Now, Freedom Hall, you have to buy tickets for to get in to watch the pull. But at Broadbent Arena, all of the pullers will be in there, depending on what days they pull. All of them will be in there, and we'll be more than happy to talk to you. Hand out hero cards, and we'll autograph them. It's just the memories down here have been great. I can't tell you a bad experience down here. It's a lot of work to get here, but then once you're here, it's like, oh wow, we made it. Okay, we got stuff under control now.
That's awesome with that. Mike Steffen wants to know, you may not want to answer this, but what kind of horsepower are you putting out for your class these days?
We are
what's the number you tell everyone, and what's the number you're actually making?
Well, we tell everybody it's 15,000 horsepower, but we're only at, no, I'm just kidding. No, when we picked it up from the dyno, and it was set conservatively and I'll be truthful with this part. It was set conservatively, and obviously we've turned it up from there. But we're at the 4,800 horsepower mark and 4,600 on the torque. That we obviously have, and again, I'd say that it was set conservatively on the wastegates. We have obviously turned it up from there. And I have not had a reason, which is a good thing. I have not had a reason to go back to the dyno yet, because I've not had significant enough problems or issues or a concern to go back. But I cannot, I would be hard pressed to believe it would not be at the 5,000 or just a tick over the 5,000 mark at this point on the horsepower.
Wow. That's huge numbers pulling out of 6 cylinders. I mean, that's mind boggling, pushing almost 800, 900 horsepower per cylinder.
Right.
What's the cubic inch rule? Tell us some of the blanket rules for the unlimited supers.
Yeah, so we have a maximum of 650 cubic inch, a maximum of 4 turbochargers, and 30.5 tire size is the main, and 8,000 pounds for the unlimited supers. Those are the main, without getting too dicey and too particular, those are the main qualifications or rules for that class. So 650 is the max. We're at 644 cubic inches right now. 3 turbochargers and a 2-stage setup. So basically the top 2 chargers on the intake side feed the bottom charger, and then that feeds the motor. There is no restrictions. You can run a 4 charger 4-stage. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can do a 3 charger 3-stage. But the maximum number of turbos you can have is 4. And there is no restrictions on size. Like on some other classes, 3 inches in and 3 inches out, there is no restrictions on us on turbo size. But yeah, that's the main nuts and bolts to our class.
So what's this? Tell them to keep Irv Clark out of the grass.
Well, it's funny. It's funny because let me turn this over. Where is he hiding? Where's he at? Are you in there? Yeah, you see Irv Clark right there. He is currently with me and the coach. Yeah, so that's from Chad Mackey. Yeah, Chad Mackey is well aware. This happened when Irv was down visiting us, oh gosh, probably 4 years ago. And Irv decided he wanted to, I don't even know what the heck you were doing. You wanted to turn his hauler around or something like that. The son of a gun ran off the goddamn, we got a huge driveway, 53-foot trailer, come in and turn around and deliver fuel or oil, whatever. He runs off the damn driveway and marks up my grass. And so that got to be a big thing with between us and another person, Kristen Meter from New York as well. And then Chad Mackey obviously was involved in this whole Facebook thread. And Kristen actually got Irv for his birthday, I believe. It was a rake, a shovel, and a 5-pound bag of grass seed, if I remember correctly. So yes, it's been a running joke. Just stay the hell on the driveway and get out of my grass.
That's hilarious with that. Golly. So looking at the stack up of how, we saw dominant performances from both the alcohol boys and the diesel boys all summer. How's the current state of the union with how the two classes are stacking up against it? Are the diesel guys finding something, or have you guys found something push back a little bit?
You talking about what we expect down here in Louisville? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
That's what you're asking? Yeah. So it's a stacked class. Those diesel guys, every one of them can win this thing. These alcohol guys, every one of them can win this thing. There are no slouches. It's going to be a great show. I really truly hope that the fans, and I know most of them, or some of them do probably, but really appreciate the stack of field that we have to compete against in this duel of the fuel class. It's going to be something. I'm anxious to see it. Not just because I'm a part of it, but it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be a good deal. They did a great job selecting who they selected. Couple of newcomers that haven't been around, been down to Louisville before. One of them you'll have up next, Billy Keener, little Billy Keener from Ashland, Ohio. And I just, I think it's going to be, very interesting.
Yeah, that the unlimited supers or the open supers have always been a class that I like to watch, because most people instantly, when they go, what's the highest horsepower class? Oh, pro stocks. Well, no, if you look at it a little bit closer, the amount of air that you guys are forcing into these motors through 3 big or 4 big turbochargers is completely wild with that. I've been seeing this pop up a couple times. Jeremy Tyndall wants to know, what's this clutch pedal story?
Man, all my friends are tuning into this tonight and bringing up old stuff. So... Well, as I said, when we pick up the new motor in 22, or well, we sat out 22. I'm sorry, and we picked it up in 23. We had it up at Blackburn's, and they put the motor in for us and had everything lined up. for whatever reason, and I don't know why, but the way I have my brake pedals and the clutch pedal, I have the clutch pedal in the middle and left brake on the left side, right brake on the right side. When it went there, everything was symmetrical. So it was all in the same line. Brake pedal and clutch pedal are all in the same line, same parallel, okay? When it comes back, now, mind you, what Jeremy's talking about, yeah, we love you too, Jeremy. What Jeremy's talking about is down at North Carolina, at Benson, that was the first event. The first time with a new motor, nervous, et cetera, et cetera. Well, with my clutch in the middle, my left foot would be on the clutch, holding the clutch. And then if I need to go to the left brake, I would simply slide my foot over until I hit the wall of the roll cage. And I knew I was on the brake. Well, sure enough, we're going down the track at Benson again. First brand new motor, first pass. You know, I'm like, God, everything's working right? Everything sounds okay. I think I'm doing good. Oh shit, I'm going to the right. You know, I'm starting to head out of bounds, right? So I slide my foot over. I push what I thought was the brake pedal. Well, here I'm pushing the clutch because the clutch was lowered about this far. I still haven't gotten an accurate answer as to why we lowered the clutch pedal. But I thought I was against the roll cage, and you know, on the brake, and well, here I was on the clutch pedal. So then I ran out of bounds. And of course, you know, you always do something stupid when you're on the best pass of your life, you know, type thing. But no, it really was a good pass when I ran out of bounds when I was hitting the clutch pedal. So that's Jeremy Tyndall's. I believe he'll take that to the grave with him. He even just messages me on Facebook randomly throughout the months and says, "Hey, Clutch, how you doing?" Yeah, okay, all right. So yeah, love you, Jeremy.
That's hilarious with all this. I mean, so much stuff goes on with all this. And then I see Robert Miner here going, who's pulling in the unlimited supers? So let's find it. We're pulling, it'd be
14th.
14th.
There you go. Yep.
14th.
Third one down.
Lightweight supers.
No.
So no.
Wait. No, 13th. Are you on the 13th? That's
I'm
Friday.
On 14th.
No,
Friday.
13th. I can't see it.
Here we go. Duel of the Fuels.
There it is.
So kicking it all off, Mike Bengar and Warrior, Terry Blackburn.
Yep.
I mean, stack from, you got Cheezix, Burge, Holland, the one, the only Hothem there, Brandon Hunt, Billy Keener, Kent Payne, Colin Ross, Travis Slaubaugh, and John Strickland. That's a stacked field.
That is a very tough class.
It's a very, very tough class with all that. Who's your favorite crew member?
Who's my favorite? That's from Shelby. She's part of the crew. Wow, what a loaded question this is. Wow. Yeah. I'm going to defer to my favorite crew member. He's got 4 legs and a brown bushy tail. That's Oliver, my dog. That's the safest answer that I can go with.
That's hilarious. If you guys don't know who Oliver is one of the best dogs you'll ever meet with stuff.
Oh yeah.
So, the question is, if I could get you into it, would you be up for swapping drivers this summer?
Well, absolutely.
Absolutely. If we could stuff you in a mini rod, you'd swap.
Are you saying I'm fat? You saying I'm fat?
No, I'm not saying you're fat. I'm saying we could do it.
Fat. Okay.
I'm not saying you're fat. Might need a little bit of lard to do it, but we'll
Well, I will tell you this: I've lost 38 pounds so far. So you know, we're I started a Thanksgiving the night before the Thanksgiving Eve this year, or of 25. 38 pounds so far and counting. So I might be a very able or more able to get in. More importantly, maybe get out. Husky Albert. Yeah, Husky. Yeah,
he said it, not me.
Husky. You're right. No, I see it down there. But
for those that don't know, I swore to be nice to Jeff this whole week if he stuffs it in the sand pile. So
right. No, listen, I've thought about and actually, to be honest, and truth be told, our sponsor really would like to get into the mini side of pulling.
Well,
but I don't know when or if that's going to happen. He's got a son that's Max is 7, I believe, or I believe he's 8 now. So he's got some time yet, but I can see that he would buy a Mini and
you know a guy, Jeff, and if you need to try some out, I'll pick out whichever day our schedules overlap with stuff, and heck, we'll be out your way some. So just bring your suit, your good old suit and tie, and we'll get you in it.
Okay. Oh boy.
So
oh my.
Here's what we've all been waiting for. We got the one, the only Billy Keener here. Time for the roast fest of the century, and for the talking to become. There he is. Okay,
hey,
boys,
there's little Billy Keener. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Good. How are you doing, brother?
Good, man. Good to see you.
Billy,
you as well. I'm in the break room. Yeah, the office. Yeah. We got a little too much noise in the polling shop to conduct an interview. My wife she makes a lot of racket over there.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm not sure where to go with that.
Too.
Yeah.
Well,
Internet's a little
with
slow
you, Jeff, anywhere's possible.
So when you coming down?
The plan is Wednesday. We've not had a great 6 days around here in Ashland, Ohio. So hopefully Wednesday we hit the road and make it down there.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Well, you need to come on down. We got some ice cold beverages waiting for you.
I know. I can't wait. I can't be on that welcoming committee like Jeff Hothem can. My boss isn't as nice as yours.
Well, you got to do something about that. You really need to fire your boss.
Yeah. If it was that easy, that'd be pretty cool, huh? But I don't think that's quite the possibility. He still writes a lot of big checks.
Oh, dang it, buddy. Dang it.
Oh, God.
No, it'll be good to have you
funny.
down here. Logan, go ahead. I'm stealing your show, Logan. Do your thing. Ask questions, whatever you got to do. I'm stealing your show.
Well, we spent some good time there. You heard some good stuff from the one, the only Jeff Hothem, but no, you got some more festivities planned out tonight, so I'll leave you to your duties there.
Okay, buddy.
Let me know if I need to pick you up downtown first thing tomorrow morning whenever I roll in.
Well, listen, if you had to pick me up downtown first thing in the morning tomorrow when you roll in, you better bring some bail money with you, okay?
Yeah, bail money and a big old wheelbarrow.
Wow,
Yeah.
Another fat joke. Wow.
Get the one with two wheels on the front.
Oh, really? Really? 2 wheels? Oh my.
Hey, I've rolled you in a bunk before. I know what it's like.
You're not lying. That is true. That is true. And I do believe I fell all the way down your ladder from the top of your hauler bunk too.
That may or may not have happened.
Right. Yeah. Aren't you glad you got this going on?
Oh, dude. This is hilarious. Viewership numbers are through the roof, and I'm having time of my life here with this.
We could go on stories for days about this cat right here.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
Billy and I, the whole Keener family and our family. Shit, Billy. When did we start? We started. I know we started pulling 01, but when did we start hanging out with you guys? It's probably like what 04.
It was right around that time, right before you transitioned into the alcohol class. You still had your diesel.
Yeah.
So you still had that old Kenworth and your last year of the diesel.
Okay, so that'd be 09 then. Yeah, so that's
okay. So it's been a little before that.
A little before that. Okay, all right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Oh my.
Yeah, and then we've
got some stories, buddy.
Spent a lot of time chasing each other's taillights down the road. Right.
Gosh.
Yes.
I'll have to bring a camera and we'll call it After Hours at Louisville. This is going to be funny.
Oh wow.
You never know what you're going to get.
So, if you're at Louisville, just know there's going to be a dance party at Jeff's trailer after the poll, and we're going to kick him off and tell him good night because he's got other stuff to do.
Yep.
So, I appreciate the time, Jeff. Real quick, who do you need to tell thank you? And
I just want to thank our sponsors, Breck Wheeler and B-Tech Scales, Tonka Services, and Mr. Trailer out of New Philadelphia. Just thank you to all those guys, and thanks to all of our fans for the support. Check out our merchandise on the fullyloadedpulling.com website. Click the merchandise tab. We got shirts on there. We got hats. Some other cool stuff will be coming out shortly. So we look forward to seeing you guys, and make sure you stop by and see us in Broadbent Arena. We'll be there Thursday and Friday down here at the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky. It's guaranteed to be a good class. We talked about it earlier. The Duel of Fuel class is one you do not want to miss. If you can't see the live event in person, make sure you stream it on their streaming channel through the National Farm Machinery Show, and it's going to be a good time.
And don't hook that diesel to a backhoe. Good golly.
Yeah, that was something. Yeah, that was not a great idea. There's good ideas and great ideas. That was not a great idea.
Oh, I've seen it done many times.
Thank you for your time, Jeff.
Right. All right, see you guys. Have a good evening.
See you, Jeff.
You too. And there you go, folks. Jeff Hothem. So, switching gears a little bit, but not really. We got Mr. Billy Keener here with us. Bill, whatever it is.
I don't know if I can follow up Jeff Hothem.
Oh. That man can talk.
Thanks, Logan. I don't know if I can. Yeah, and he's a legend out there on the pulling circuit. That is for sure. Whether it's the first one there or the party at his trailer, he is definitely a legend.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Just seeing the way the history runs deep with his family and then even with yours. So who is Billy Keener? What do you do from day to day? What do you run? How long have you been at this?
So I am third generation puller in my family. Started with my grandfather, Dwayne, and then my father, Frank, obviously. I've just grown up around pulling my whole life. My dad started pulling in 1990, coincidentally the same year I was born. So he's pretty much had a pulling vehicle every year in between. So once again, my summers were filled with tractor pulling. And as a kid, that's all I wanted to do. It's all I wanted to be. I even dressed up as a tractor puller for Halloween one year. Probably looked a little silly wearing, as a little, 10-year-old kid wearing a fire suit made for a grown adult. But we made the best of it, and it's just been a passion of mine forever. So we're farmers here in Ashland, Ohio. We run a grain farm and a chicken farm operation. And I drive the Bambi John Deere tractor. We've had different ones over the years. My dad's been through multiple tractors. He doesn't keep them very long, it seems like. He kind of shuffles through them, it seems. And he just continues to shuffle into classes here lately as he's ventured into the world of Hemi engines now.
Wow. So you mentioned there earlier you got some big activities going on in the pulling shop. Are you prepared? What are you working on right now, and how's the off season been?
Well, we've probably taken a little different approach than most of the competitors going down to the farm show this week. As I mentioned, we have a chicken house, and 6 days ago, the snow load on the roof collapsed about 25% of that roof of that barn. So we've been in emergency mode around here. A lot of hands on deck getting that taken care of. So it's kind of taken some time out of the pulling shop. My brother stepped up big, getting parts cleaned, and so that way it makes the assembly process a lot easier. But we did officially fire the tractor last night for the first time. It checked out. It seems to be ready to go. So hopefully the best happens, and we're just going to go down there and try to make the best pass we can.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how long have you guys been at pulling?
I can't even tell you the first year my grandpa began pulling, but he actually competed in the very first National Tractor Pulling Championships in Bowling Green, Ohio. So he goes back that far. Now, he did take some time off throughout those years. He hasn't pulled every year since then. I've been pulling since 2006 when I could first start driving. And like I said, my dad started in 1990, so he's pushing almost 40 years now. And I've got 20. This will be my 20th season now as well.
Wow. That's definitely a legacy for sure, being third generation pulling. I mean, that's awesome. So It sounds like you got everything pointed in the right direction. You mentioned there you're trying to leave on Wednesday, make it down. So you got a little bit left ahead of you with all that. So running. Oh, you disappeared there.
Oh, yeah. Look, went away.
Let's see if we can get that fixed up for you.
Did it come back yet?
Not yet. Well, you can still tell some stories while we're getting this all sorted out. So,
okay, about my internet's just trash or not, I don't know. Probably like everything else around here the last week.
Gosh. Well, at least we can still hear you, and that's kind of all that matters with that. So, what has been your history with the Farm and Machinery Show? How many times have you been? What are some other stuff?
So myself personally, this is only going to be the second time that I've competed at the farm show. I competed one time before with my dad's Triple X tractor. I don't even remember what year that was. My dad, though, in the past, he has pulled down there in the late 90s. And then he pulled down there a couple times with one of his old super stock tractors. Took some time off, and then I think the first year after that he reapplied was 2011, I want to say. So we were down there in 2011, and then pulled down there for a couple years with two tractors. And now I can't even remember the last year that Frank would have pulled down there with his Triple X tractor. It's got to be close to 8 to 10 years, maybe about 8.
Chris Kilbarger wanted to know, you mentioned Triple X there. Did your dad win a championship with that tractor?
Yes, he won the farm show in 2011, I think it was, with the Triple X tractor.
Okay.
Coincidentally, that was the first year that we took that tractor down there.
Wow. So definitely a lot of lineage going on with all that. Tell us a little bit about your current vehicle, Bambi.
So it is, obviously John Deere. It has a long machine alcohol burner under it from Brent and Glen Long in Missouri. It's actually, although it's John Deere sheet metal, it has an international motor under the hood. And the reasoning for that is it did have a John Deere in it. And at that time, the John Deeres were running billet crankshafts, and they were hard to get. And we threw the rods out of the block one night. And at that time, Longs didn't have any John Deere parts to get us fixed up with a John Deere motor. And we still had a spare international motor in pieces laying around the shop. So we put together an international motor, had to get a couple extra parts to put it together, and ended up swapping out some motor mounts and getting a new driveline made. And we went from a John Deere to an international motor in a week's time. And we were back on the track ready to go.
Wow.
So it's got a long machine alcohol motor, like I said, just 3 turbos underneath the hood. Whatever Jeff Hothem told you for horsepower, for us, you could probably cut that in about half. We're not quite on his caliber right now with some of the modern advancements in turbo technology. We're looking to make improvements into that. And like I said, the billet cranks, we're still running a stock counterweighted crank. You really get to leaning on them too hard. The durability is just not going to be there.
Yeah, that's something you always can count on between superchargers and turbos. It seems like every year you got to do something with upgrading because the technologies moving so fast with these turbo and supercharger companies.
Yeah.
So how well did you do last time you were down at the farm show?
Yeah, they're never resting on their morals, and they're just making improvement advancements.
Yeah, 100% with all that. I do have a video, if you can see it. It's your video
So
from
myself, I believe I got 7th place.
Okay.
So we just missed the cut of the finals. That was back when it was still obviously an all alcohol class, and there was 15 tractors. So we did good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard and tough class to run in with all that. I do believe your sound is what you're hearing
Okay.
that I'm saying a fair bit behind me. But here's your run from Bowling Green of 2025, and tell us a little bit about it.
As well in this
I
class.
don't think it's playing anything
And can
for me.
run on alcohol or diesel fuel, either one. This is the open Superstock class.
All right, good run for the Bambi. So many years we've seen Frank Keener behind the wheel of the tractor, and Bill gonna.
What a run there with stuff. Uh-oh. He'll rejoin us here later. Sounds like we're having a couple technical difficulties on his end. So as for that, we are waiting on Mr. Randy for right now. He'll be joining us here in a little bit. But those who are watching, tell us where you're watching from. Tell us what your plans are for this farm show weekend. And let us know a little bit about what's all going on with stuff. Well, also here we go. We are back with Mr. Bill Keener.
Sorry about that. I don't have the greatest internet in these steel buildings.
I completely understand how that is with stuff. We get to see you now, at least.
Okay, good. Yeah, good. I think we left off with you were going to play a video there.
Yeah,
I didn't
we'll
quite get to
play
see
it again, and let's see if you can see it here.
As well in this class.
And can run on alcohol or diesel fuel, either one. This is the open Superstock class.
All right, good run for the Bambi. So many years we've seen Frank Keener behind the wheel of the tractor, and Bill gonna.
There you go.
It didn't want to play very good there.
Well, you only parked her handful of foot. I know it's a long ways in this sport, but you're almost right there to that leader pylon. So
Yep. Like I said, we kind of know that we're not at the elite level that some of these other guys are at. So we try to make up for that with just doing a better job of hitting our setups and trying to do a better job of driving and getting the momentum rolling better. And that's just something to try to overcome a little bit of power lag that we have. And obviously, at the end of the day, there was a few people that blew it right on past there, but when we pull off the track, if we're happy with how we performed in our setup, then we know that's the best we can do.
I've got something interesting that I've always been curious. How'd you come to the name of Bambi on this vehicle?
Yeah, so that's my grandpa come up with that name when he put one of his tractors together, a diesel tractor. It had to be early 2000s. He come up with that name. And I think he just liked it because him and my grandma have always been big Disney enthusiasts. And he kind of had a small John Deere tractor compared to what some of the other guys were. And he would go out there and compete with it and try to go head to head with them. So he kind of took a liking to the name Bambi and, kind of playing off of the small John Deere tractor in the big world. And it's just stuck with him ever since. And he's really fond of it.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's super cool. Seeing all that this tractor's gone through from the beginnings of when it was built to motor swapping and to where it is today with stuff. So looking at your whole year, you got the farm show this weekend. What are you doing the rest of the season? What's your plans looking like for that?
I'm sorry, what was that? We got the farm show this weekend?
Yeah, you got the farm show this weekend. What are you doing the rest of the season? What's your plans for this summer?
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna focus our attention on running the Ohio State circuit again. With the combination of just being a little bit behind some of the other guys on the national circuit, and biggest thing is just the time commitment it takes. We did that circuit many years ago, and I know it's a little bit different now, but it's a lot of travel and it's a lot of time away from home, and a lot of work was getting kind of left behind to go out on the road pulling. So we got a great group of guys and a great state circuit here, all the way from the top to the bottom, from the board to the pullers. A lot of great competitors that we run against, and our class is gaining competition-wise now. We got a few other guys here in the state that have really upped their programs, and there's some really hard runners out here. So we got a pretty good challenge every night just when we go to a local state poll, and it's always an added benefit to be home that evening as well. So we're going to focus our attention on that, and hopefully give that points title a run for their money, and give the Bargy team something to go compete for to try to repeat.
That's something I've always enjoyed watching Bargies go through, from the supers to running the mods. Great group to run with and all that. So
yes,
you got the unlimited super. What other vehicles, if you could drive any vehicle, what other vehicle would you get on? Who do you want to go ask for the keys for their ride?
Obviously we got the super, like you said, but there's a couple other pretty badass ones in the class that would be nice to just take a trip down the track and see the power difference in them. But I've always been a big fan of modifieds. I really like just the raw power that they have and the ground shaking that they do. So I think a modified would be cool. Some of the big unlimiteds, those would be a very neat ride to get to pilot one time.
Yeah, that's super cool. So have you driven anything besides your super?
Yeah, I drove my dad's two-wheel drive this past summer at a state poll that was a 2-day event. We took the tractor and the two-wheeler to it, and they had some other things going on. He didn't really want to go to the poll, and it was kind of like, well, you're already going, so you might as well take it and run it. So other than super stocks, that is the only thing I have got to drive would be their two-wheel drive truck.
How would you compare the difference in them?
So it's night and day, honestly. With the tractors, you got the clutch that you got to work it to get the turbos going and build the boost and keep on top of that motor. But with those supercharged motors, I mean, however fast you push that throttle forward, that's how fast that motor responds. And it's a little bit crazy. So I did a terrible job of driving it, because as I was pulling onto the track, every time I would push the throttle forward, you could feel the tires kind of roost or tail out from underneath you. So I'm like, man, this thing is really whippy. So I got hooked to the sled. Well, when you hook a sled behind it, obviously it's not so fast and whippy. So I was a little bit slow on the throttle. And at one moment, I believe I looked up to the sideline and I seen the 100-foot marker coming. And I'm like, oh, man, I am way behind it. And just kind of rolled into it from then on. But the difference is just the response of the throttle, from the superchargers to the turbos, is just night and day difference.
Yeah, I've seen videos of where super stock guys just bury the throttle, and the motor changes a couple hundred RPMs kind of deal. Versus if you do that with a supercharged motor, you'd be 200 foot down the track kind of deal.
Yeah. Yeah, with the turbos, if you don't get on that clutch pedal hard enough and stay on top of the motor and the turbos, you're never going to get it back, no matter how long and how hard you push that thing forward. And that's one of the biggest things that new drivers and beginning drivers that have really seemed to struggle with. And I'm very fortunate to have some great pullers in my life coming up that are very great instructors. And, somebody like Jeff Hurt that, when I was young and we'd be at a pull together, he was always trying to help you out, along with my dad. That just a lot of great help, a lot of great wisdom. And I believe actually the first time I drove, I made sure to get it off the line, because my one word of advice my dad gave me was, if you don't get this off the line, you're never going to drive again. So that's all the more motivation you need to get the thing going.
That's awesome with that. I mean, it's a whole nother beast doing it. And I've always been one of those guys wondering what would happen if we put a big old supercharger on one of these inline sixes and see what they do, kind of deal.
Yeah, it would be interesting, and I'm surprised in the charger technology that they're, the air that they're pushing out, especially with screws. If somebody'd have to pass a rule to get it on there, and then it goes back to the, well, what if you make it work and you make it better? They're just going to come back and outlaw it, unfortunately. So it's kind of, you'd spend a lot of money in R&D to get that thing to work, and then all to have it be labeled a cheater or something like that,
Yeah. The technology that goes into these machines is second to none with stuff. So being one of the newers to the whole farm and machinery show, what would you give first-time advice for people who this may be their first time coming down to Louisville to see at the show, bring to the show kind of deal?
It's really neat to walk through Broadbent Arena and just get an up-close look at the equipment. These people spend a lot of time and a lot of money, no matter who it is and what class they're in, to make their vehicles look the best that they can. And, it truly is kind of a farm machinery show when it comes to the tractor pull aspect of the Broadbent Arena. But from the guys wrapping tires in saran wrap and cutting them off when they get there so they got a completely black tire. Hell, we're so low budget, we ain't even got ours sharpened yet. So I forget saran wrap. I need a hot knife. But go through, talk to the pullers that are there. That's my advice for everybody every time they go somewhere. Go up, talk to these guys. Don't be we're just humans at the end of the day. There's no need to be intimidated just because we're in a motorsport. A lot of people love the fan interaction. This is why we do it for the most part, is for the fans. So as far as that, and then just the farm show itself is an amazing spectacle. Just the amount of stuff that they pack in there, and all the companies with the new technology and the displays, and the size of the farm machinery anymore is just unreal. So, and you can spend days and days going through that and not see it all. So just, the whole show in itself is an experience.
Yeah, that's super cool. Chris Kilbarger wants to know, how many OSTPA championships has Bambi got under its belt?
Bambi itself it's probably got 4 or 5, maybe 4. Not exactly sure. Our entire family as a whole, we just tried to count this up later this summer, and my dad's won half a dozen himself. My grandfather's won, half a dozen over the years. And I've just been kind of a tag along for all those as well. So, as a family as a whole, we're in double digits in championships, clear back to, like I said, starting in the 90s. Bambi itself, it's probably in the, I want to say like the 5-6 range.
What's with the NASA logos on the side shields?
So that is a sticker I actually got off of Shane Kellogg many years ago. And so that's his saying. Don't even know what it means. He just was joking with me one day and said, for every sticker you put on there, that's an extra 100 horsepower. So I asked him if he had enough to wrap our tractor in them. And originally he said no, but I was just trying to hope that every sticker was 100 horsepower and maybe I'd catch up to these guys one day. But that's an old school Shane Kellogg, back from his Gotta Have It truck days. So he's the man with that NASA plan.
That's funny. So what are some of your final stories that you want to go over from all your years? And then I want to know the one question, when you look across the field of all the competitors this weekend, who do you want to beat?
Well, everybody would be awesome. Just like I said, we just want to do the best we can. Just go down there and just hit your setup. A lot of times, that it's one of the greatest tracks you're going to pull on for the entire year. It takes power, it takes front end weight, so you can underestimate the track real quick. And a lot of guys you'll see, and even other classes, tend to come out and sky the front wheels and jack the wheelie bars. So just try to lay down a smooth, hopefully straight run, never hit the brakes. But at the end of the day, it'd be nice to beat everybody. Now, realistically, yeah, of course, there's, like Jeff said, that's 12 tough tractors, and there's not a hole anywhere in between there. So I'd like to beat Jeff Hothem this weekend. I'd like to beat my old buddy Jeff.
That's awesome. I'm sure we're going to not hear the end of this until the final dust is settled. So who do you want to thank with stuff? It's been a phenomenal 30 minutes here with you, getting you to tell all these stories. Who do you need to thank with stuff? Did you catch that, Bill?
Yeah, thank you. And I apologize for the internet lagging. I'm sure it's really just kind of took the wind out of the sails here tonight. But there are so many people I got to thank. I got a great crew here at home and that goes on the road with us. And a lot of people, my great friend Tyler Don.
We'll be back with his list of thank yous here in a little bit. But moving right along with that, we'll bring him back on whenever he gets on with stuff. But we got the forefront runner of two of some of the tougher running pro stocks in the whole entire United States, Mr. Danny Schmucker. Danny, how's it going?
Sorry, I turned my mic back on. Sorry, I'm good. How are you guys tonight?
I'm doing phenomenal. It's been a great night with stuff so far. So tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, and where you've been.
My name's Danny Schmucker. I've been pulling pro stock for probably about 20 years, maybe a couple more than that. My dad started in the early 80s, pulled Rampage since 1981. My wife's name is Laura. I have two kids, Amelia 6 and Andrew 5. We live in Louisville, Ohio. It's spelled just like Louisville, but it's a lot smaller town. Our tractor I drive is a 2005 model we built back when the component pro stocks were first allowed on the circuit, built by Tim Engler and Craig Wildman, and we made a lot of adjustments over the years to make it better, and thanks to everybody that's helped us do that along the way.
So you still got both of your tractors, right?
Yeah, my dad drives the Get Her Done John Deere 7830. We purchased that from Brian Shremick in 2012. We used to help him a couple summers with that when he had half a dozen vehicles, not enough drivers. So we'd go to some pulls, take it for him, drive it, help him if he needed a hand. And one day he said he was selling it and thought we needed to own it. So we made a deal, and we've been running two ever since.
This is just a beautiful piece here. You can see a phenomenal run running there in Louisville inside. So, question I've asked everyone tonight: are you prepared for the farm show?
Well, I don't think you're ever ready. We've spent the last month just thrashing, fixing stuff, trying to make things a little better. We had a tough season last year. We didn't do real well, but at the end we broke a lot of stuff and we had a lot of repairs to make. But we're leaving tomorrow morning. We're looking forward to it. I think I did everything I needed to. Went over and checked every bolt and every fitting numerous times. We didn't have a chance to dyno anything this winter. We were kind of running short on time, so we're going to go with our setup, and hopefully we can hit it right on the money.
That's good. So you got big event coming up. What night can we see you down here in Louisville?
My dad pulls Get Her Done on Friday night, and I pull Rampage on Saturday afternoon.
And what's some of the qualifications? What are they taking to the Saturday night finals?
The top 3 from each class go to the finals, and every class is stacked. I mean, there's very good tractors in all 4 classes. Usually, you can look at the list and say, this class is tougher than this one. I think they're pretty even this year. A lot of times Wednesday night's kind of a little bit lighter night than Thursday or Friday, but I think all 4 classes are very even, and the committee did an excellent job this year. And the pro stock class just gets tougher every year. We get new tractors and new teams, and these guys are good. Everybody pulls in that class is very good. They got their A game on every night, and you can't never count just about any one of them out. Even at the farm show, you run into some state pullers and guys you don't normally see real often, but down there, I mean, everybody brings their A game, and it's anybody's game on that track.
So, tell us a little bit about your history with the National Farm Machinery Show.
Oh, we've pulled there a long time. My dad's first time pulling there was in 1985. He didn't get accepted in '86. He got back in 1987, and our family's pulled there every year since.
Wow. Gosh, that's a legacy.
Yeah, we've been there a few times.
A
few times. I think between the 2 of us, we got 11 wins in that building. I think we qualified for the finals 23 or 24 times over the years.
So 11 wins, 23 finals. What's been one of your favorite years? You could just pick out, say, we won this year, might not have won this year, but what's some of your best memories from down there, if you could pick one of them out?
Man, there's a lot of them. Probably my first time I ever drove there. I was 21 years old, just hoping to get off the starting line, and I won Friday night and backed it up and won again on Saturday night.
Wow.
That was pretty special. Dad and I both got into finals a couple times in there. That was a lot of fun, a lot of work, but it's always quite an accomplishment if you can get 2 tractors in Saturday night. Back in 2002, Dad won Saturday afternoon and Saturday night in the same day. Pulled off both times. Hooked 4 times in one day. That was pretty cool. Just every year special at Louisville. I mean, if you don't do well, yeah, it sucks. 4th place or last, it really don't make much difference. But you're just glad to be there. It's a lot of fun. You see your friends you don't see, for months. Check out the farm show. You see, like Bill Keener said, I mean, there's so much to see at that show. The farm equipment anymore is just huge. You look at it and you think, we couldn't even turn some of this stuff around in our fields, let alone afford it. But it's so special. You see all the neat new technology. I mean, farm and agriculture's come so far in the last, even in just in the last decade. We just started with auto steer on our farm tractors, probably 15 years ago. My grandpa thought it was crazy, and now autonomous tractors are right around the when it comes to spraying and stuff. You got see and spray technology where it only turns a sprayer on when it sees weeds and don't waste chemical. Just some of the technology anymore you see at that show is just awesome, and you can't see it all in a day or two. I mean, you need all 4 days just to see the farm show.
Yeah. The technologies just run rampant with some of the stuff. Back from doing Randy things, we've got Mr. Randy Fishbaugh.
Yeah,
Hi,
good
Randy.
evening, everybody. Hey, Danny, how are you? Thanks for coming on. Sorry I'm late, but we had township trustee meeting tonight and kind of got mugged with some solar panel problems, I guess you would call it, in our township. So it lasted longer than I anticipated. So, but that's how it is. But yeah, so I'm just I'll just sit in here for a little bit and listen on. But you're doing a great job. Sounding really good. Everything you talked about is, it's a lot of truth to all that stuff. It's a lot of fun for sure. How many? You probably told this before, but how many years have you been going to the farm show, Danny?
Are you there, Randy?
Yeah.
You got Randy? I got Randy.
Yeah. I'm here. I don't know what I did wrong.
I don't know. I
Want me to
still
sh-
got you, Randy. So, Danny, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. I
Got
can't
it.
hear
Okay.
Andy.
Well,
Got it.
Randy wants to know, restating, how many years have you been to the farm show?
I've probably been going since about 88, 89. My parents first took me and haven't missed a year other than the COVID year. And hopefully we don't have to miss any more.
Yeah.
So,
Great.
to my math, that puts this at what, year 36?
Yeah, that sounds probably about right. I was probably 3 or 4 when I first went.
Got it.
5 maybe.
Yeah, it's
Like
a
I
lot of
said, Dad's
fun.
pulled there every year since 87. Yeah, I
Okay.
haven't missed one year in there since 1987.
Yeah, that's good.
That's huge. So, how's your off season been with stuff? What changes have you been making? What have you been working on?
We had to put a new transmission in my dad's tractor late in the year last year. It finally decided it had enough and oversped the engine. We had to go through it and refresh it. And the other tractor, it had a 4-year-old crankshaft in it, and it finally decided it had enough at the end of the year also. So we had to fix that as well. Just a couple minor changes, try to, tidy things up under the hood, make it a little easier to work on, maybe look a little nicer, with this pro stock class anymore. These tractors are a work of art, you don't want to open your hood and make it look like you just pulled it out of the pasture and brought it to the pull. So, we got to try to make things look better and, just trying to get better. That's all.
Did you guys make your first year of finals?
I don't think it took Dad a couple years to make the finals back when they first started that. I remember I wasn't very old, and I remember Dad got knocked. Tim came as the last hook of the class and knocked him out of the finals. And I mean, he was upset about that all year long. Every time he seen Tim Kane, he reminded him about it. I think Don Masterson did it to him a time or two also. But, there's a lot of times, a lot of fourth and fifth place finishes in there before he got his first trip to the finals and his first win down there.
I mean, that's a tough bill where you look at like the duel of the fuels where they're taking the top 6, then they neck it down to you guys where they're only taking the top 3 out of a class of 10 or 12.
Yeah, that
You guys
makes
are
it tough.
gunning for the top spot on that.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, there's everybody brings their A game to Louisville, and hook position can make a big difference too. Sometimes you want to be a little bit early, sometimes later's better. You just never know.
Well,
Especially Saturday night. Saturday night you usually want to be early on Saturday night. But
talk a little bit about that. What goes into what changes do you got to make going from outdoor to indoor, and what can you expect on an indoor track?
Well, it's definitely a lot shorter, and everything happens quicker. You gotta drive a little more aggressively, I think, than an outdoor 350-foot track. You got to run more front end weight because that's one of the best tracks you'll pull on all year. It's always good. It's consistent. There's usually not a bad spot in it. It's usually pretty even from one side to the other. I don't know why the left side's always the sweet spot, but it is. Years ago it used to be the right side. We won a lot of times going right down along the smoke tube, right down that right line. I mean, Kevin Masterson did it. We did it. But the last few years, it seems like that left side, left corner is the place to be.
You make mention to the smoke tube there on that. You always see the great battle of what's the best smoke tube design coming out of the hoods of these vehicles. We've seen one big sweep, we've seen 2 bends, we've seen one tight bend, and we've seen one big bend. What goes into the science behind picking your ideal smoke tube?
I think it's more looks than anything. I don't think it makes a whole lot of difference. It's all in what you prefer and what materials are available out there. When I made mine, I was going to make it out of stainless, but it was a couple months to get the elbows and the pipe in order to put it together. And the stuff we used was readily available, and it was produced 5 miles from our farm. So we went with the classic black, and I kind of like it. It's it's different. Everybody's got 245-degree chrome stacks. It's different. You hate to spend a fortune on a smokestack because it just gets the heck beat out of it in that sled tube. So that's what we went with. We like it. It's different. I guess that's just us.
I've never really thought about it, how much they get jostled around and knocked around being stuffed inside that smoke tube.
They do. They get beat up pretty bad. The ends of them are all dented up and bent up, and it takes a beating. It really does. And then riding around in the truck on the way there and the way home. But
did Scott Sell wants to know, did your dad hook in the Coliseum, the Richfield Coliseum indoor?
No, I don't think he ever pulled there. Some friends of ours that he bought the first tractor from, they used to pull modifieds and two-wheel drive trucks and stuff. They pulled there numerous times, but we never got to go there.
Randy, did you have anything you want to make mention on that?
No, that was interesting. Nope, I'm good. Everything's going good.
Where else indoor have you pulled besides Louisville?
We went to Keystone Nationals a couple times over in Pennsylvania. We've been to Cloverdale to the NTPA event there. We went to Shipshewana to their NTPA event back when they used to have that one in March. That was always a nice facility. Went to Gordyville one time. A friend of mine was pulling in one of the hot farm classes and said, "You want to go along?" And we thought, we need a tune-up before Louisville, so we went. I think it was a high of 4 degrees that day, that whole weekend. It was a cold one. But it was it was quite an event. It's a different atmosphere. It's almost like a Bowling Green inside. But
that's funny with that.
And next month we're supposed to go to Russ Yoder's pool at Fort Wayne. If we get through the farm show safely and don't hurt nothing, that's probably going to be the agenda. And we got to go to the Mid-America Trucking Show a couple times. When Mike Connie put on his pool down there, the first couple of years we got to go. Actually won it in 22.
I was gonna say,
And we both got to go in 23. We didn't do so well that year, but it happens.
So what are your plans for next year after you get the farm show moved through? What are you doing in the summer?
I don't know yet. Last few years, we kind of just picked and choose and went where we wanted to. We run some Grand National pulls. We run some couple PPL Champions Tour events. A lot of Ohio State tractor pullers events. A lot of them are close to home for us. You can work till 2, 3 o'clock. Throw everybody in the truck, go pulling, and be home by midnight. It's hard to beat that sometimes. That way you can get home and get your work done the next day, not leave on Wednesday and get home Sunday. But I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. See how planning goes this spring. And we ran points many, many years, and it was a lot of fun. But sometimes it's fun to just go where you want, when you want, and just go have fun.
Chris says he doesn't think they pull diesel vehicles there in Richfield. No smoke tube. That was before my time, Randy. What do you know?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with that. I don't remember that at all. So the pizza shop chick says the same thing. She doesn't even remember going there. So yeah, for sure.
That was much before my time with that.
For
Yeah,
sure.
I've got a couple more questions, and then it's going to be all Randy's show. What were you saying there, Danny?
I don't remember any diesel vehicles there either. I barely remember going there once as a kid to watch Monreal's pull, but that Coliseum's probably been gone 30 years. The Cleveland Cavs have been downtown for a long time now, so that's where they played.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
So what other vehicles have you been in? Have you been in an alcohol vehicle, or has it all been oil burners your whole life?
Because the 2-cylinder antique tractor count, it burns gas.
Yes.
Pulled them for many years before I started in this. Still play around with it a little bit once in a while. Never pulled an alcohol tractor. Wouldn't say I wouldn't. One year at Bowling Green, Joe Eder wanted to trade, and when I said let's do it, he thought twice. But that'd be cool to do that one time. Seen the other day Jeff Hurt bought Boyd's mod. That's cool. If you got the opportunity to do it, go for it. That's got to be quite a rush. I always ask Brandon Simon how he can get back on that pro stock after driving that mod, but he says it's more fun than that mod some days.
That's funny. What's your favorite smaller pull? more of a state or local event, throw out the big Grand Nationals, Super Nationals. Where's your favorite weekend hook?
I'd have to say smaller, close to home pull. Maybe like Worcester, Ohio, Wayne County Fair. It's not too far from us. Last couple of years, we went to Randy's pull at Greenwich. It's a little fireman's festival, 4th of July weekend. Load everybody up and go. It's not a real big place, but track's usually pretty decent, and you can go eat his pizza at the concession stand. So it's that's a nice little event too. It really is.
What's your favorite, Randy? I know you're probably a little biased on this.
I can't hear Randy, so you're gonna have to tell me what he says. I don't know why I can't hear him, but
yeah, I wonder what do we need to do, Logan, so that Danny and I can hear each other.
I don't know why Danny can't hear you. This is why we need Kinsey for stuff like this.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. I don't know where my favorite.
It's me or not, but I can't hear Randy.
Yeah,
I'll translate for you.
Yeah,
right, that'll work.
That's pretty tough to do, Logan, for translate for me. I don't know. I mean, Danny's got that Worcester pull's pretty neat, pretty good place to go pulling for sure. Obviously you always talk about yours, but Danny has a really nice pull in Canton, Ohio. 2 nights. It's a good pull. We've been there quite a few years, and now they're NTPA pulling over there, but that's always a good place to go pulling. We always have fun over there in Canton, Ohio. For sure.
So a tally on the board for Canton, Ohio, and Danny's pull.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good place to go. It's a lot of fun over there.
What's that?
He likes your event there at Canton.
Yep.
Yeah, that's that one's pretty special to me. I've been involved with that one for a long time. Been on the board there for 14 years, and I got a pretty good group to work with. They don't let me do whatever I want there, but they're pretty lenient with us. They let us make changes to make the event bigger and better each year. And we not only have the Grand National event, we have 2 region classes, local stuff. And we also have antiques and farm stocks on Saturday morning to give the local guys a place to pull. Because, be honest, the farm stock antique guys, them pulling at the county fairs like us going to Louisville this week. So, it's a big deal to them.
For sure. No, for sure.
That's super cool with all that.
No.
Ask everyone this. Who do you want to beat this weekend?
Everyone.
46 other tractors.
Yeah.
That's a lot of other tractors.
Yeah.
If we could get one in Saturday night, I'd be satisfied. If we could just get one. It's not much fun to sit up there and watch finals when you've pulled in as much as we have, but I hope to make Saturday night with one of them. We didn't make it last year, but we'll try a little harder this year.
Got you.
Well,
I can hear you now, Randy.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't do anything different.
Yeah, I can hear you.
What the heck? Well,
magic.
Yeah, I had a township meeting there tonight, but boy, I'm glad you came on, Danny. It's great. It's great listening to you. I could hear you. It was good.
Yeah.
Lot of good information. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
This has definitely been really cool seeing all these different stories.
Mm-hmm.
And people have infinite amounts of stories that goes on about this time. So I'm super excited to see what all this has in store. Randy, well, before we get into this, we got to answer this. Or bring this up. Seeing you beat Brandon Simon there at the last hook there at Toma. That had to be something there.
Yeah, that was pretty cool that night. I think they had won like 4 or 5 Champions Tour events in a row, and they come to Toma. Nobody had beat them all year, and I was early in the class, and they reset the sled and had to come back at the end, and everything worked out. Anytime you can get around them guys, you've done something. They're as tough as they get. It doesn't matter what class they pull in; they're just good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before I turn Randy loose, we can run over a little bit. I've got your videos from last year at the farm show. Let's watch them. Tell us a little bit about it, and then I'll let Randy kind of wrap us up here with stuff.
Boy.
Gosh, those are some good passes with that.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Dad's run the first night was pretty much picture perfect, but he hit the
Right.
sand just not hard enough, I guess. But my run on Saturday, we either needed to be a little heavier on the front, or I don't know, pick a little different gear maybe. But um, it's a crapshoot. You know, you go in there with a plan, and you usually stick to it. If you change your mind, you usually screw up. So you go in there and you do what you say you're going to, because you only get one shot. You know,
Mm.
there's no, oh, we can hook again tomorrow night and make up for it. You got to do it. You got to be 110% when you go inside the door, because
Yeah.
everybody else is, and it only takes 3 of them to keep you out of the finals. So, like I said earlier, fourth place or last, it really doesn't make much difference to me, you know. But
Yeah, for sure. For sure. No, absolutely.
Well, Randy, what questions you got for Mr. Schmucker?
I was just, we had such a busy day today. And then when I got to the township meeting, I was overwhelmed with that stupid solar panel stuff that, boy, I'm kind of cooked here. I mean, you guys had a great show. I know you did. You had 3 great people to talk, and, you know, everything Danny said was just unbelievable. I could sit here for hours and listen to those stories, because I've been down there to the farm show. I've lived some of those shenanigans, you know, and had a lot of fun with everybody. So I'm good with what you got. If you want to finish up, let's finish up. I'm good with it for sure.
Well,
I greatly
folks, if
appreciate
you have
everybody
any other
coming
questions for Mr. Danny, get them in here in the last couple minutes. We'll try to go over anything else you want to do. So,
No, it's been good.
What's some of your favorite? We can just bring up some other stories. Favorite memories from down there, being winning on your first time to being in the finals. What's some of your favorite memories? Let's go outside of the poll.
Well, there's lots of them. It usually involves standing around the high top table at the Hilton after the polls every night.
For sure.
You know, hanging out with our friends. You know, like I said, you see people you don't see all, you know, since summer. We usually go out to dinner with a lot of people down there. You know, a lot of friends. Ed Islandfeld, we always hung out with him that week. He's in the rehab center right now from a heart transplant, and he can't go this year. We'll miss him. But just there's so many stories from there. I mean, some of them aren't exactly G-rated, but we've just seeing people, you know, walking around the show. You see your friends, people you don't see all year long. You know, not necessarily just pulling friends. You know, we see some of our, you know, neighbor farmers down there that you hardly ever see, but you run into them at Louisville, or, you know, people just walking the show. Man, I probably just hanging out in Broadbent. You know, you can talk to anybody, see any vehicle. I mean, anybody that's never been there, you could spend days just in Broadbent Arena looking at all the chrome and shiny stuff, and, you know, everything's clean. Every vehicle in there, it's like Billy Keener said, it's a show. You know, everything's cleaned up and looks good, and they're tuned up to run just as good as they look too.
Well, that's awesome. Tell us again which nights you pull on, and we'll get this kind of wrapped up. I know you still probably got a whole bunch of stuff to get ready for the farm.
Yeah, I gotta make sure everything's in order around the farm here, and get up in the morning, take the kids to school, and then Dad and I are gonna head that way, and hopefully take in the farm show on Wednesday. We don't have to do anything with the tractors till Thursday, so Wednesday is usually farm show day. Go check out all new and interesting equipment, and it's been a lot of fun, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, who do you got to thank with all this?
Oh, first off, my mom and dad for the opportunity. My wife for letting me do it. Kids, they haven't seen much of me lately unless they've been in the shop. You know, we're here every night till midnight or later, and spend way too much time doing this. I mean, we could be doing something way more constructive, you know, but they enjoy going as much as me. You know, kids can't wait to come Friday. They can't wait to go to the pedal pull over at the John Deere booth. They love that, and go over to the boot stand and get a new pair of cowboy boots to wear to school the rest of the year. And hit the Earler's ice cream. That's another one of their favorites.
Oh, yes.
Riverside Engine, been great to us for many, many years. Weimer, fuel injection. Tim and Josh Shipley have helped us a lot. Kyle Carlin's helped us a lot. Bob Nichols Tire. You know, we worked with him for a long, long time, and he's been great to us. Simpico Oil. I know Tim Engler. I know I'm forgetting somebody, and there's been others along the way. You know, businesses that have, you know, helped us many years, but since retired or sold out or don't necessarily work on our stuff anymore because they've built other stuff. You know, Hypermax, I see it's sold. They used to do work for us years and years ago. Chad Mayhill's done tires for us. Just Bob Parks, Bill Humphrey. It's been a lot of people over the years to make this happen.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Just to see the group of guys that have all come together on this. So
I can't forget all our help at home too. Scott Brandt, yep. Alan Brayler, brother-in-law Ron, Ducky. You know, we got a lot of people to, you know, not necessarily go to the polls, but make sure everything is in order around the farm when we're gone. And you know, just because you leave to go tractor pulling, the cows still got to eat, and you know, the work's got to be done.
Yep.
Yep, for sure.
That's very, very true with all that. Well, Danny, I appreciate your time you spent. I know you're a very busy man, so taking a little bit of time out of your schedule means a lot with all that. So as for that, Danny, thank you very much. Stick around. We'll talk to you a little bit afterwards, and we'll get good old Randy to wrap it up. But Danny, thank you for everything tonight, and we'll keep on rolling.
Yep, sounds good.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yep.
See you this week.
Yep, thanks, Danny.
There you go, Mr. Danny Schmucker. Randy, what do you got? Anything?
No, just you know, you're getting sounds like you're getting on a plane in the morning to head down there, and I think we're gonna head down there first thing in the morning as well. So we can all rendezvous down there at Louisville and have a nice Tuesday afternoon and come up with a good plan for the rest of the week and look to see everybody down there. Can't wait to see a bunch of people down there. We'll have a good time for sure. A lot of shenanigans, I'm sure, will happen, and that's all we can do. So
yeah, I got to get up here in what is it, 4, 8? Got to get up here in about 7 hours to catch my flight.
That's a long time. Shit, you got all kinds of time. You're young. You don't even need to sleep. You'll be okay.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll sleep on the plane. I still got to pack.
Oh, that won't take you long either. It'll be okay. You should be able to get everything you need for a week in a half a backpack. You'll be fine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
For sure.
That's all I'll need with stuff. But no,
everybody has lots of clothes.
We will give a good old State of the Union right back here next Monday, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Hopefully we'll have a big old report to give on the farm show. It's shaping up to be one heck of a deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll be on. Randy will probably be on if he's not still sleeping.
Yeah,
still
right.
worn out.
Right, for sure. All right, sounds great.
That's funny. Well, hey, it's been a great night tonight from Hothem to Keener to Schmucker. It'll be a great weekend this weekend, and we will catch you next Monday. This is Logan. As for Randy, I think we better call it a night.
Sounds good. See you guys. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you all.
Today. Let's talk about today.
Compare national state level, you have to run non-sales, wholesale.
Is like 9,000.
The only mistake I made, I didn't put it right in the registration book.
Just this ever-evolving story.